The first question, District Commissioner, we have seen quite a lot of events taking place over the 2 days. First, what is the police stance in all of this?
Okay, thank you very much. I should think the incident started yesterday, and it was around the custody of the kids. Both parties from the mother's side and from the father's side fighting for the kids, and the mother is deceased. So the father went to the school and he wanted to take the children from the school. And the grandmother of the deceased mother was also there, and then there was some fighting in the school where I think, as everyone saw the video footage of the school, where Pastor Mboro was also part of that incident in the school. So as the police, we immediately established a team of investigators after we received the video footage. And through the investigation, we were able to arrest 4 suspects. Now, what you see here today is that what I gather from the Vice-Pol commander is that the school kids here in Katlehong went to the police station and they were not happy with the arrest of suspects that we arrested in relation to the incident of the video footage of yesterday. So they demanded that those suspects must be released. While the Vice-Pol commander was trying to explain to them the processes, then there's another group that came off and then they banned the church.
If you could just explain to us, District Commissioner, are you able to tell us who are these people that we arrested?
Safe to say that there is 4 suspects that are arrested, but the investigation is still on and we are not ruling out further arrests because the detectives are busy taking statements as we speak, and hence I'm saying that there will be more arrests made.
General, my name is Umphakathi from KCFM. We are told that Pastor Mboro has not been arrested, and we are told that police are treating him special. Why is Mboro not been arrested by now?
As I've indicated, the investigation is still on. The detectives are busy with the investigation, and I've just mentioned that we cannot rule out more arrests.
He was seen in pangas. Why we have not arrested him? There's evidence, clear evidence, showing him inside the school premises having weapons. He has not been arrested. Why?
Yeah, remember, as police, we investigate to arrest. Now, as I'm explaining that, it does not mean that he won't be arrested. The detectives are currently busy. They are on the ground as we speak. And as I've said, further arrests will be made.
What is the difference between him and his bodyguard? Did we understand the bodyguard was arrested because he was carrying a gun and him carrying a panga? What is the difference there?
In terms of the?
We understand that the bodyguard was arrested, who was carrying a gun, with one of the people who was arrested, but not Mboro. I'm saying, what is the difference between him carrying a panga and the bodyguard carrying a firearm?
Especially because they both have weapons. Okay, there's definitely no difference because in terms of the Firearm Act, we've got the right to arrest the security guard. Again, in terms of the panga, it is a dangerous weapon. And we also have a right to arrest. But as I've indicated, the investigation is still on, and soon arrests will be made. Further arrests will be made.
But the pastor, the well-known pastor, was in your premises last night. Why was then the uncle arrested, but not him, who was in your premises last night?
The uncle? You mean the 4 suspects that were arrested? I should think I need...
Like for instance, I can hang out how I didn't forget if it was more evidence. But now you're going to Bamboni live. I swear it's a bit. Kiona evidence who care for rebatang. Care for rebatang evidence.
But come on, please, from Topic News, what particular charges are they facing?
The charges that have been registered against the said suspects, it's intimidation, it's non-compliance in terms of the Firearm Act, and dangerous weapon, and also assault, because the station commander was also assaulted in the process.
I have a question. Can you see it from the Sunday Times? Community members are saying that Mboro has a very special relationship with police. He's enjoyed a lot of protection. Do the police, I understand that you're investigating and the investigation needs to run its course, but do you not fear that this adds fuel to that fire, that you guys are protecting him by not arresting him? Because he was seen with those pangas. It's not a matter of you still establishing that he was seen, but yet he still remains a free man.
Yeah, I am aware that he was seen in the video. Everyone has seen that video footage. But as I explained, in terms of our processes, remember when we arrest a person, it just doesn't end up there. The person has to go through the process of court. And now when you go through the process of court, you need to be able to link the suspect with the crime that has taken place. Hence, I am saying we are still busy with the investigation. And soon we will be making more arrests.
And where are the children at the moment?
As I was informed, the children at the moment are with the grandmother.
The maternal grandmother?
Yes.
So the grandmother's not arrested then?
No, it's the grandmother from the father's side.
Who has been arrested?
No.
So sorry,
Perhaps just kindly explain that to us a bit further, because it's sort of shortening as we go. Could you kindly make us understand where are the children currently?
Yeah, I was informed by the station commander that the children are with the mother of the father. Yes, the wife. Yes.
But I want to ask this because we saw in the video where there was a panga that was wielded around, and there was a person that even ducked in the video. Is that not enough evidence?
No, it is enough, and part of the arrests are in relation to that. I think, as I've indicated, there's one suspect arrested for intimidation. There's one suspect arrested for assault. There's one suspect arrested in line with the Firearm Act, because we have seen in the video there was some kind of a firearm which was... and then there's also a suspect who was arrested for dangerous weapon.
And none of them are Pastor Mboro.
As I said, we are still busy with investigation. Further arrests will be made. I can assure the community the team is on the ground, led by the Deputy Provincial Commissioner of Detective Services, and soon an arrest will be reported.
And what about what happened here? Are you going to be making any arrests over the burning of his church?
Of course, crime has been committed, arson. It's called arson, so it is crime. And the docket has been registered, and investigation obviously will unfold, and those that were found to be part of the burning of the church will be arrested accordingly.
And I want to ask again, yesterday when we were here at night, the people that were outside the church, that were there for the maternal side of the children, kept saying that they felt that the pastor was getting preferential treatment. They even went as far as alluding that he was sitting with the commissioner whilst the other person was cuffed. Why was there a different act compared to the two people that were in your premises yesterday?
The station commander, I think she was at the station when the whole thing unfolded. So the two parties were at the station, and the station commander was trying to intervene because this is a matter of children's custody. And I must also indicate that actually there's a case coming in September where both parties will go to court in relation to the custody of the children. So there's no special treatment which was given to Mboro. Both parties were there at the police station, both from the deceased mother's side as well as from Pastor Mboro's side.
And what about police presence? I mean, this burning happened a few meters from the police station. Are you guys going to maintain a presence until the situation calms down?
Definitely. We have our POP on site right now. We will be monitoring the place, and obviously there will be more visibility to ensure that there's no further damages.
With the investigations that are currently ongoing, when can we maybe expect more arrests? Because we already know that 4 people will be appearing tomorrow, but when then will the other ones be arrested?
Well, I cannot divulge on that because the team, as I said, they are currently on the ground. As soon as the arrest is made, I think it will be communicated accordingly.
But Major General, are you aware that this is a public interest? That is why we hear most of these media houses. We are so concerned and want to know exactly maybe when, as you just asked now, my colleague, that when are we expecting this? Don't you think it has to be as soon as we expect it?
Exactly. We take this very serious. I think even the videos that were circulating, we take them very serious. That is why immediately we established a team so that they can go on the ground and ensure the arrest. But I am assuring the community, further arrest will be made. As we speak, the team is on the ground under the leadership of the Deputy Provincial Commissioner of Detective Services.
And just about the team, what does this team, who are the people that are in the team? If you can tell us more about them.
As I've said, the Deputy Provincial Commissioner of Detectives is leading the team, and there is detectives, because it's a matter of detectives have to go on the ground, get statements, and obviously the downloading of the videos and so on. So the team on its own, it's detectives, if I may put it generally, it is a team of detectives.
Thank you very much. Colin, one would say that it would have been better if this had never occurred, but it has occurred. So what is the way forward now?
Look, what I've analyzed is that there's a family conflict fighting for the kids, and we said that the environment of school can't be an environment used for that battle. You know, learners must learn without fear, teachers must teach without fear. But it's clear that the community is very angry, and I agree why they are angry, because when you send your kids to school, you expect them to be safe. You don't expect to send schools and they are criminals and so-called pastors who come here carrying weapons, threatening teachers and all of that. You know, usually in society, you expect a pastor to be someone who we can utilize as an ambassador to educate our communities, to unite them against crime. You know, crime is a big thing in our communities. We'll also have an engagement with the new Minister of Police, the Minister of Basic Education, on how we're going to make our schools the most safest areas. Because I know parents must be worried, but it's a community thing. Crime comes from communities into the schools, because schools are part of the communities. Now it's a reflection of what really is happening in our own communities on the level of crime and a lot of weapons. You know, every street, every corner in society, the people are carrying weapons. Now it's a very big problem that the police must move into and resolve on urgent basis.
But what is the solution now? You've been in those engagements with SGB as well as the department. What is the solution?
Look, the main solution is that the criminal that were here must be arrested. We're also worried that how does it take 12 hours to arrest a criminal when there was a clear evidence of him carrying weapons inside the school premises with the bodyguards carrying rifles, whatever was carrying inside the school premises. And I don't know why it's taking the police so long, because no one must be above the law. Whether you are a pastor or what you are, you need to be acted upon when you break the law of this country. Now, we must make examples, especially of those that are seen to be leaders in society. When they've done wrong things, we must be the first to act on them, so that communities can see that we are equal before the law, all of us. Now, we'll be following up that case. We'll make sure that it happens, because it's not only about here. The only reason here it caught attention is because it caught social media attention. You will find that there are many other schools everywhere who are faced with the same problems of criminals who are doing as they please inside the school premises.
And have you spoken to the police by any chance?
Look, I have not spoken to the police, but I know my regional structures and provincial structures have went to the police station to speak to the police to make sure that the case is resolved. We'll make follow-up. We'll follow it up through our structures. It might not be myself directly, but as the Youth League, we've got regional branch structures, we've got zone, but it's also COSAS here. The leadership of COSAS will be making sure that they monitor the process properly.
And just lastly, have you been able to engage with the family?
Our structures are going to facilitate that. We've also came here with social workers because we know that the kids must receive counseling. That's why we've called upon the social workers. Everyone is here. All stakeholders must be involved. We came with them here to make sure that they give special attention, mainly also to the kids that were dragged out of the school. If you can see in the video, young kids were dragged crying out of the school into a cars and all of those things. That is a serious trauma. I don't think there's any child who must go through those punishment, especially after we've discovered that the mother of the kids have passed on in July. You know, those kids are going through a very difficult stage. I think the community and everyone else must play a special role to give them support.
All Right. And just again, as a last question, we saw that the parents were trying to block some of your members from going into the school when you were already inside, mainly because they didn't understand what was taking place. What would you say, perhaps, to them about this?
Look, parents have a right to have paranoia because they want the safety of their kids. There's nothing wrong that they've done, apart from making sure that the kids is not full of adults who are not supposed to be the most of them. That's why we also thank the principal of the school, the SGB, and also the community and the parents for allowing us in the school to try to resolve this matter as one of the stakeholders, together with the Department of Education, the police forum, and also the social workers, so that we come out with the best plan to resolve the problem we've seen here.
Thank you.
The incident yesterday in a primary school in Katlehong, it's something that we condemn. When a community leader or a citizen carries what appears to be firearms and a bush knife, go to an institution like education for whatever reason, brandish such things like panga, and cause commotion because that causes anxiety among children and among parents of other children. We condemn that, and we know that police are dealing with it. They've arrested 4 people, and we are hoping that more arrests will come as it becomes necessary. So that matter is being dealt with. The second matter that we want to deal with, which is current, is yesterday's incident in Khayelitsha, where police, on following suspects, they were met with gunfire when they identified the home where they needed to do a search. And they were met with gunfire, and they then had to defend themselves by firing back, and on doing so, they left a number of people dead, 5 dead, which increased in the course of time. I think it increased to 8. And then, other than that, they arrested others. Now, it's important that we mention this because I must mention 5 AK-47s were found there. AK-47s. Now, this is a very high caliber weapon, and it's related to war. You don't carry. It's not a knife. It's an AK-47. 5 of them. And then there was also an R1. There were also another assortment of weapons. And all in all, the group was around 20, if not 21, who were caught there. And all of them, on seeing police approaching, they responded by gunpowder. Now, I read a newspaper called Sunday Tribune, and I picked up 2 things there. There was a phrase that was used, I think, by the journalists who wrote that, talking about trigger-happy police. Trigger-happy police. They don't talk about trigger-happy criminals. They don't talk about trigger-happy other criminals other than those who get caught in sins, in crime sins that form the context thereof. A number of crime sins in the near past in KZN. And then they start raising those. We're in a democratic country. We accept different opinions in whatever situation or find. But I think media need to give police, South African police, space. We can't be complaining about everything. You complain about high rising or high levels of crime, and we condemn police for not acting. And when they act and they get prevented from acting via shootings at them, and then when they protect themselves, defend themselves, and then we're the ones who come forward immediately. And we totally say nothing about communities that from time to time fall victim of such killing gangs. Nothing, absolutely nothing. About trigger-happy police. It's unfair, it is factually wrong, but we have identified those people who are raising concerns. We will meet them because we're in a democratic country. We're not just going to talk as we talk, but we'll meet them and say from which crime scene